Welcome back to another episode of the Nigerian File. I'm your host, August Badagry. Today I'm going to talk about SARS, the movement that has gripped not only Nigeria but the world, based in Nigeria, West Coast Africa. If you've been anywhere on Twitter or on YouTube or in the media, you've heard about it, even if you don't know the details of it. Just briefly, SARS is the Nigerian Special Anti-Robbery Squad that was put together, I believe, in the mid-90s to combat prolific crime that was happening in a lot of the metro areas. Now, unfortunately, with the power this particular squad had, it became corrosive and eventually corruptive to the point that it was almost a public secret for those not privy to what was going on in Nigeria, that these squads would wantonly take advantage of the people they were supposed to be protecting. It all came to a head a week ago when at Lekki Toll Plaza, Lekki is an affluent suburb of Lagos, if you will, and students, young people and students, what have you, and others were protesting en masse peacefully when, before we knew it, and we would later find out, soldiers were dispatched to the toll plaza. Cameras at the plaza were removed, lights were removed, and shots were fired into the crowd, killing several people. This triggered a combination of counter-protests to the violence, looting, criminal activity, international outreach and outcry, all of the above, that sent everybody scrambling up to the highest levels of government in Nigeria and beyond. It really got a lot of public attention. And for the first time in my lifetime that I can remember, as a Nigerian American, I haven't seen such attention brought to conflict happening in Nigeria. And it really was eye-opening for me to see the youth primarily drive this. And in contrast to the BLM Black Lives Movement in the United States, this wasn't along racial lines. It was really along power lines, which ultimately I think what BLM was going after. But in Nigeria, there's less distraction due to race and more focus on the fact that you essentially have a group of people whose job is to protect and serve, usurping, misusing their power and authority to brutalize citizenry. And I think that's what BLM was trying to get at before it was co-opted by other groups. And you do have that within the EndSARS movement, but it was clear every section or sector rather of Nigeria, it was clear from the protesters to the media to even those in government, saying very clearly that they acknowledged that there was a legitimate peaceful process for something very real that the protesters verbalized, and at the same time understood that there were those factions that were using the protest as an excuse to do crime, violence, terrorism, what have you. So it was very clear. It was very clear across all levels that this is what was happening. There was no real disagreement to that versus what we saw with BLM. And so that, to me, was very striking. And I love how really people came together to support and uplift the protesters. A lot of the celebrities in Nigeria, even leveraging those in the diaspora to bring, again, much more light to views were up to about 4.4 million on the night of the Lekki massacre itself, which I believe was October 20th. So it was really revealing. Of course, if you know anything about Nigerian politics, there's a lot of, we'll do our best, we'll cancel, we'll do this, we'll do that. But as reporters and the media dig deeper, there's been a lot of finger pointing. For example, people saying, we don't know how the military got there. The military saying, it was Lagos State government that told us to go there. And Lagos State government saying, they didn't, this, that, and the third. So there's a lot of people kind of scrambling because they realize this is a serious issue. Even the president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, is clearly set back by this because, again, in my lifetime, I've never seen such a grassroots movement really take it to the streets, as we say here in the United States, and speaking truth to power. And so they're really scrambling. What does this mean for the future? Honestly, I don't know. Again, this is, I think, new for a lot of people. Anything's new for me. I think, first of all, it makes the next election in 2023 a referendum on a lot of things, not just the usual stuff, but a lot of things. And I think whomever the candidates are, this End SARS movement will have to be a huge part of their platform if they hope to really galvanize anything towards a coalition that will change things. And I'm actually looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to seeing people running for office younger than me. I mean, I'm middle-aged, but honestly, I think Nigeria is ready for its own either Gen Xer in politics, but really, I would even, given the demographics of Nigeria, an older millennial going and really making a bid for it. Again, even if whichever party, but just something different from the usual 70-something, 80-something, ex-military something running for office. I think it's long overdue in Nigeria. Hell, it's long overdue here in the United States. But at least they're inroads in the candidacy. They're inroads. So I really am hoping to see that in Nigeria over the next couple of years. And I hope to actually, between now and then and my trips back to Nigeria, highlight more and more of this. Where does that put those who are thinking about repatriating to Nigeria or even visiting? I know for me, my hope was to go back in 2021, and I still plan on doing that. Am I concerned with everything that's going on? Not really, only because of how I grew up in Nigeria and my background. It doesn't bother me so much. If anything, it encourages me to really continue to do what I can in terms of supporting this youth movement. One of the great things of my last trip to Nigeria was the advent of Uber and other car ride services meant I got to spend a lot of time with a lot of young people and really listen to them speak about their daily lives and what they were going through and things like that. And a lot of the stories was young, usually men, but women too, in their early 20s, talking about how, look, they did what they were supposed to do educationally, and now they're out here and there's no work, and there's the prior generations that are really not supporting and helping them move forward in the way they ought to, and it's just business as usual. So I think that angst that I heard from a lot of these young people is coming to fruition, has come to fruition with these End SARS protests. So I'm encouraged, despite the turmoil, that this is a watershed moment for Nigeria, and I think ultimately the youth will prevail. Let me know what you think in the comments. And until next time, peace.